Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Appetizers. And in this episode, we're going to talk about a sealed copy of The Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda for the regular Nintendo, sells for $170,000. And it becomes the most valuable game collectible ever. So basically, just a little backstory on that. Legend of Zelda, it came out in 1986 and retailed for $49.99. A sealed copy of that game today is already broken past 100,000 in auctions that are currently live. Now, of course, this one was rated. It got it from the WADA rating system, which got a 9.0 for this. It's a sealed copy of the game. I want to say there was another game. I think it was Super Mario Brothers. There was a sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers, which was the previous world record of 660,000 as the most valuable game ever. So this one has trumped it by being 870,000 at auction. So that's insane. I'm sure myself, I know I did, and I'm sure you guys did too, had this game when we were younger. And if you were like myself, I always kept the box and everything like that intact. Because I was just that type of person when I was a kid. I didn't throw a box away. I like to keep it in the original packaging and everything. But of course, my copy wouldn't be sealed because I wanted to play the game. But that's insane, though. That's a huge chunk of change, and kudos for that person. I guess they kept it in pristine condition. But Patrick, what did you think about this game getting sold for so much?
I'm with you. I would have never had an unsealed copy because I never, as a child, had the foresight to buy two copies, one to play with and one to put on the shelf. But holy hell. I wonder, I guarantee you a good copy with all the books and everything is probably sell you for 50 to 100 grand. And we just, not us, but I'm sure our parents and grandparents got rid of it, or whatever, because I had lots of stuff like that ended up in my grandma's closet, and she decided to clean house and it went in the trash can or whatever, because I don't remember what happened to my old Nintendo and all that stuff. It used to live at my grandma's house and with all the games. And I just remember as I got older, it disappeared. It went to live on the farm or something. Who knows where it went, but wow. A 9.0 rating out of a 10. That's as high as you can get to 10. I wanted to read. I think the box had a little bit of superficial denting on it or something, which prevented it from getting a 10, but a 9.0, which means it's completely sealed, original packaging. At least you hope the game's in there. I guess the only way to really tell if the game's in there is if they x-ray it. Sealed in box, and then, when WADA grades something, they put it in their sealed container. So I guess they're saying that everything inside the plastic container is there, the cart, the manuals, all that kind of stuff. But man, revision A, 9.0 grading, $870,000. Wow. Who has 870 grand laying around to buy something like this? One hell of a collector, I guess, huh? I'm kind of speechless, to be honest. Almost $1 million for something from our childhood. Shane, what do you think about this, man? You got extra 870 grand laying around?
Holy shit. That is a lot of money. I mean, there's no other way to call it. That's just a lot of money for something that I probably bought twice in my life. It's ridiculous. I mean, 870, almost $1 million for that'd have been a $50 game when it first released, if I remember right, because they were at $50 at that point, weren't they? So that's a hell of an interest growth. And I don't have $870,000 lying around. If you need about $550, I got you covered. Yeah. Get the hell out of here. And I'm worried about the guys that buy these things. Are they true collectors, or are they just people that are, basically investing in something? I want it to go to a true gamer who loves this stuff, or gives it to a good museum would be cool. But wow, that's a shitload of money. I mean, you know how many times I could buy my house? I mean, that's ridiculous.
I think I could buy all of us each a house with that money and then have some left over.
Oh, yeah. And put a big pool between it. It's
we have a secret bunker for our game room between us at that much money.
Yes.
We can afford to buy out a cul-de-sac, and we can even throw a house in there for Russ with that kind of money.
Well, Russ gets a doghouse. But it is amazing though how who determines the value of something like this. I mean, who says, yeah, I'll give $870,000 for that? Who was the guy that was in second freaking place, for God's sakes? What was his bid? That's what I want to know. What was the second place bid?
$869,000. I mean,
yeah, he prices right at him.
Yeah, $1 more, Bob. I mean,
I guess that's the holy grail, right? A revision A copy, a revision A sealed copy in like mint condition. That's the holy grail of Zelda games, of games in general, I guess, right?
The only game I have in copy right now from the day I bought it was the one that came with my bundle with my PS5. Battle something All-Stars. So you think that's worth anything?
Not even the paper that's wrapped in.
God dang. I mean, gamer passion is amazing. So I went to the bathroom one time and Miyamoto was in there. I took a pubie left behind. Think anybody would buy that?
Is it in the shape of Miyamoto? If it's in the shape of him, then it probably is worth it.
It's in mint condition. Looks like a Pikmin.
Well, I mean, Nick, you and I talked about a chicken nugget that was shaped like something that sold like for a lot of money.
Among Us. Chicken nugget.
People will buy. I don't know. I don't know where all this money is coming from, because I sure don't have money to be throwing away on an Among Us chicken nugget. Or as much as I love, I don't know. I don't mind collecting, but I still want to play what I collect. So it's really hard for me not to open something. So I don't know. I don't know if I could ever buy something like this, because the temptation to just open it would be way too much for me. It'd be like, it's always staring at me on the shelf in the box. And I'm like, I just want to open the box and play with it.
Can you imagine this? You're the guy that just dropped $870,000 for an unopened Zelda game. You come home after a hard day's work of earning $870,000 for paying for this damn thing. You walked into your game room to look at your beautiful $870,000 game, and there's little Billy, your pride and joy's son, 8 years old, staring up at you. He's got that damn thing out of the box. How hard do you whip his ass?
I think
what is an $870,000 ass whooping like?
I think he becomes disowned, right? At that point, he goes back to the orphanage,
Yeah, no crap. Oh my God.
So does the revision A, is that based on the WADA seal quality scale?
No, I believe that's the variant copy, like the 1988 variant copy or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed because WADA has a seal quality scale that does go from like A to A++ down to C.
Right. And that one was rated at a seal of an A. It was given the box was 9.0 and the seal was an A. And it has the first
A
party.
Is above average condition. A seal that exhibits some light to medium scuffing or other detracting marks, as well as no more than a few minuscule holes, usually seen at the corner edges.
The image that they had on Heritage Auctions, the only blemishes I saw was it looked like the box had taken like some side dings, and that may have been what knocked down the packaging. But other than that, it looked completely sealed, no holes. It just looked like at some point something had like dinged against the side of it or something a couple of times. And that was hard to see. I was like trying to look at it going, why didn't they give it like an A+, or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it on there on the auction site, man. It looks perfect, really.
Right, but if you look at the very front of the box on the left side, right next to the word "the legend of," you'll see the two little dings in the box. And so it looks like it just took some. That. Yeah. And that's all I could find when I was looking at it.
How many pots do you think you'd have to break to get 870,000 rupees in Zelda?
Well, what's the conversion rate? Is it like 1 million rupees equals $1?
I don't know.
Is there any change in Zelda?
What's the conversion rate?
I bet there is that conversion out there. Like how much what's the conversion? What's the conversion on rupees?
Yeah, so there's like a whole bunch. Like I said, this is the revision A variant. which they're basically saying this is the most realistic. This is the earliest, most realistic sealed copy that you could ever hope to find right now. So I don't know. I don't know if there's like what other variants there are, but this is the Revision A variant. So I don't know, man. It seems insane that somebody would spend almost $1 million on a sealed video game that's just going to sit on their shelf.
So 5 rupees is $10 US.
Wow. So 1 rupee is more than $1. Wow.
So 20 rupees is $100.
Are you looking at like real world rupees? You're looking at
this is Legend of Zelda.
Okay.
Not the Indian rupees, but this is actually a Legend of Zelda conversion rate. So
I mean,
I don't know.
So yeah, I mean it's interesting because like I said, you can get like a couple of variants. You can find Legend of Zelda relatively inexpensive with manuals and stuff like that, not sealed or anything, obviously, for about under $100 normally. So to have something like this graded to be almost $1 million, I would be ecstatic if I was that guy. I'd be over the moon, and I would definitely be selling the shit out of that. As much as I would love to have it, I'm like, I'll buy an open box copy because that's all I want. I want to touch it. I want to play with it. I want to see it. I want to smell it. I want to blow in it. I want to play it. I don't want it to sit on my shelf.
Hey, this is a family show. Watch it.
Yeah. I want to look through the pages, like Nick said. I want to have that tactile feeling, and it being sealed in the box would be the worst thing for me because I'm very much would be one day go, I really want to play this game now that's staring me in the face.
You would be little Billy tearing into it at some point, just losing your mind.
And I'd be like, here's my $870,000 game that's now worth $100 or whatever,
The way I look at it is, and I don't know. I mean, we don't know the individual, but I would assume this individual has money to spend, right? Being almost $1 million. So for them, this was probably just a drop in the bucket. So even opening it would probably be no more than crashing their Lamborghini, right? Or their Ferrari or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for us. I mean, as this person's probably a multi-millionaire, if not a billionaire, that we don't even know about. Some Arabian oil prince, for all we know, who's bought it.
That's right. He's got all the box copies.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Arabian oil prince. He sent me an email so that I can share with him.
But like I said, if I had the money, I don't think I would even. I mean, I don't consider myself a collector. I am somewhat of a collector, but I'm more of a collector of things that I want to have around me. I mean, I got board games because I want to collect them and I want to have this collection. I wish I could afford to be a collector of video games, but I can't because the video game stuff that I want to collect is the Sega Saturn stuff, and that stuff's just insanely priced, and I can't afford it. So,
yeah, I would like to collect that myself, but the Sega Saturn is definitely one thing that I do not have one single thing of, just because everything for it is way too expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's a slippery slope, right? Once you start, it's just hard to stop. I mean, because I would love to get a Sega CD collection. I would love to get all of these different game collections, but I don't know, man. It would be nice, but it's beyond my reach and beyond what I want to spend money on. I don't have $170,000, but I cannot imagine if I even had a few $1 million, or if I was a billionaire, I'd want to spend it on that. I would just be like, I'll buy open copies with books and put them on my shelf to play, because I guess in that sense, I'm not a collector. I don't want to buy something and just look at it. I want to buy something and I want to interact with it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I could buy something that I won't play. I mean, a game is to be played. A toy is meant to be played. I have Transformers that were probably worth some buck right now if I didn't freaking take them out of the box. But guess what? I had a crap load of fun with them. So, I still have fun with them. Who am I kidding?
And your earlier comment reminded me of, if you guys watch Big Bang Theory, it's where Sheldon and Leonard got
Leonard Nimoy?
No, not the Leonard Nimoy. It was a Leonard Nimoy one, but it was where he got the teleporter, the real action teleporter, and he opened his and played with it, and it blew up into pieces, and he swapped it with his buddies. That's how that reminds me of. Your kid's like, I didn't open it. Swap it with this other one. But yeah, I mean, I more power to the guy who sold it, and more power to the collector who's got way more willpower than I do. Probably never open it, or who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and the first thing he's going to do when he gets it, he's going to pop that top off. He's going to break that seal. He's going to go, who knows what he's going to do with it, He's going to be like, this is what a a 30, 40-year-old unsealed box game smells like, that new plastic smell. It's still going to have it,
That's God, it still just bewilders my mind. Whose wife would give them permission?
He's probably single. That's how he can afford it.
Probably.
He
That's
never
how
got
can
married,
afford it, yeah.
so that's why he's a billionaire.
Yep. Kids, none. Except for little Billy, the neighbor kid, comes by once in a while, delivers his mail, feeds the dog some shit. Yeah, that's nuts.
No kids, no wife. He's got money to burn.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that's all I got to say is just, wow. I wish it was me.
Yep. If the three of us all pitch in together, we still couldn't buy shit. Just keep that in mind.
We still wouldn't be able to buy it.
We couldn't even afford to go there and sniff it.
You could sell all three of all of our worldly possessions and still not be able to afford it.
Yeah, probably.
I think we could come close to the gas money to go visit.
We can afford to touch it, right? Just touch it.
Thank you, sir. That'd be $950.
That'll be $870,000, please.
Right. You lay eyes on it, costs $10,000 just to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. You blinked. That's $250.
You looked at it twice because you blinked.
That's right.
Each blink costs. But yeah, so it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. I mean, these auctions are insane for these games, and I'm sure there'll be something else that'll come along that'll beat this one's price in the auction. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that when that comes around. But thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.